Yeah, go Pack Go.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, welcome. Me and
Welcome,
Phil,
everyone.
we look horrible.
I look old.
I look horrible today.
Oh, I look horrible. Okay, I thought you said I look
Yeah,
old. I'm like, yeah,
how's
I've
your
gotten
week?
that one too.
Yeah, how's your week?
Oh boy, it was long. It's a long one this week. So
I mean,
yeah, it was.
it's not good when you start with oh boy.
Well, the thing is majority of our crew called off because they're either in the hospital or they had to take someone to the hospital. So,
What crew?
and I'm the
At
only
the,
one that's
at the
at,
pizza place?
at my restaurant that I work at.
The barbecue place?
At the restaurant I work at.
The barbecue
The
place.
what? Yeah, the barbecue place. Yeah.
What happened? Why did everybody have to go to the hospital or take someone to the hospital?
I have no idea.
Food
I know one of
poisoning?
them literally walked in, or more, should I say, stumbled in, and I mean, was in no capacity to work.
Good
She
God.
literally, and the owner said, "You are in no capacity to work. Go to the hospital."
Wow.
And then one of our cooks went to the hospital the previous night, so she was in no capacity to work. And
Is
then
something going
in the
around?
middle of the day, huh?
Is something going around in the restaurant?
See, the thing is, a lot of these people are good workers. So usually, when something bad is happening, something bad is happening. So
How do you feel?
eh, good that I'm getting extra money.
Uh, yeah, that's a good point. That's good. Oh yeah, before we start, I just want to say, sorry guys for yesterday. We couldn't do the sports podcast. Kenton actually went to the hospital in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Yeah, he had to
Hope
go
he's
to.
okay.
Yeah, he's okay, but he was having stomach issues. I think he wasn't getting sick, but I think he was getting too stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be back this Friday. Don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna have another special guest on this Friday, so I hope you guys come and watch. But yeah, Phil, let's get this started.
All right. So today we are talking. We're actually going back to the 1950s. First year in the 50s. We're going to
1950.
1954.
Oh, four.
What year are we doing?
You told me 1952.
We can do 1952. That's fine. I don't.
Uh,
I thought I said 54, but
yeah,
we're doing 1952 then.
did you really? My bad. My
We're
bad.
doing 1952 then.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that.
I thought I said that, but I could have been wrong.
So you want to start with sports first? Because I know a lot about this in 1952. In 1952, the World
Let's
Series
see here.
was the New York Yankees versus the Brooklyn
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't didn't the Yankees win that one?
Let's see here. Yep, they
Yeah,
win. The Yankees win 4 games to 3 over the Brooklyn Dodgers.
and in the NBA championship,
The NBA championship, the Minneapolis Lakers.
yeah, I was gonna that just blew my mind. The Lakers were in Minnesota.
That makes sense because that. Why else would they be named the Lakers in LA?
There's some lakes in LA too.
Not that much.
Yeah, true, but I always thought that about the in LA, but damn, I was shocked about that. That was the that was the
Hey.
first one. So when did they move to LA?
That was in the '60s, I want to say.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Maybe even the '70s. I don't know. But anyway,
And the Stanley Cup.
let me.
You know, you know who was in the Stanley Cup? It was Detroit and Montreal, and Detroit took the.
They swept. They swept the Canadians that year.
Yep.
But let's see here. Well, yeah, that was the Gordie Howe experience in
And
Detroit there.
I bet you're
So,
not happy about that.
yeah, I'm not. If
I
the
mean,
Canadians aren't winning, I'm not happy. So
you weren't
I
even
mean,
born. You weren't
huh?
even born yet.
Huh?
So how can you get mad if you were even born?
Because I root for the best organization in hockey.
Oh come on, really?
25 Stanley Cups. That's
Did
like
they
the New
have
York.
like a
That's like the
salary
New York.
cap back then?
That's like the New York Yankees of hockey.
Yeah, but in baseball, no salary cap, so they can buy
After
championships.
actually later in the decade, in the late 1950s, the Montreal Canadiens won 5 straight Stanley Cups.
Five.
Five straight.
What was there a salary cap?
There was no
No.
salary cap back then.
I mean, that's why you can actually buy championships. There. I mean,
Yeah, no one else wanted to compete. I
yeah.
mean, the Blackhawks owner was a cheap ass.
Hmm.
The the only ones that were really competing with them were Boston and Toronto.
Isn't Toronto in Canada also?
Yes,
So Canada
but
had two teams.
no one. The original 6 teams of hockey are Montreal, Toronto, Boston, New York, Detroit, and Chicago.
Okay. And how many teams are there now?
30.
So you're telling me they went from 6 teams all the way to 30?
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day with 6 teams, how many games did they play?
Still still quite a bit, but I mean, the fights and everything were a lot more personal. I mean, it was basically like a family unit back then, that and if you got into a fight, it was a lot more personal.
And they let them just fight it out, right?
Oh, there was a lot of heavy penalties. There was one. Let me see here.
Yeah, that's
There was
insane.
one player in 1952 for the Montreal Canadiens who made he was basically the Wayne Gretzky before Wayne Gretzky. He was known as the Rocket,
Okay,
Maurice Richard.
man. So
There
five.
was there's an we'll get into this, but um, when we do another year in the 50s, but there was a specific incident that every single French Canadian took exception to the league. I mean, the entire city almost burned down, so or at least a couple of blocks of Montreal
Really?
went up in flames. So, and we'll get more into that when we get to that year. So, I don't want to spread too much. So,
And then I'm reading that at the time in 1952, the president of the United States was Harry S.
Harry Truman. Yep.
Truman.
Yep. And the Korean War was still raging as well.
Yep.
We were in the midst of the Korean War as well. So.
Yes, it was. Dude, my grandpa.
Mm-hmm. My grandpa on my mom's side was in the Air Force.
My grandpa was 23, I think. My mom, yeah, my mom was born in 1955, and my dad was born in.
Maybe he was around 25.
Yeah.
Then he was around 25, 26 then.
Yeah, so he was heavily merged into the Korean War.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's protecting your homeland at that point.
Yeah, yes, it was. Yes, it was. But yeah, and he made it out alive.
That's good.
That's why I'm here, because my dad got bored. But yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Let's see here.
Never mind. I thought that the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir happened in 1952, but no, that was a couple years earlier.
What about this one? In 1952, Berlin. The Berlin.
What?
Berlin, or Berlin. They announced it developed a atomic weapon. So that was heavy. Atomic weapons. They announced it that Berlin had it.
Or was developing it.
Yeah, to develop
during World War II.
Yep, that's crazy.
Actually, another thing too, and this was after the Korean War.
Yep.
But there was some World War II evidence that suggested that the Japanese were closer to building an atomic bomb than the Germans were.
But
and they were. I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I mean, there's strong evidence to suggest that they were very close to getting an atomic bomb done, the Japanese. And they were developing it in Korea.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
God dang. That is heavy.
Yeah. Well, the reason why the Germans were so far away from building an atomic bomb was because all their scientists fled.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein left. And everyone remembers his theory of relativity.
Yeah.
But he was actually one of the brains behind developing the atomic bomb.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. Damn. So that's pretty.
He was one of the scientists behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty important guy.
Um, here's a good one in sports news.
Mhm.
The NFL championship, because there was no Super Bowl that year,
Yeah,
was won by the Detroit Lions.
yeah, but can we still call that a championship? Because
There were other leagues, the All American Football League as well,
yeah, oh yeah, the AFL and there was
AAFL, the AAFL.
or AAFL.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
where the Cleveland Browns originally started with. Then they moved to the NFL because, they were just blowing teams out of the water with their superior talent and coaching, and then proceeded to still go to the championship game every single year that they were in their first years in the league. I mean, Otto Graham was the quarterback that year.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he lost the championship, but he was still in the championship game every single year of his career.
I mean, I agree. I'm in the Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah, he won 80% of his games. Doesn't matter which league he was in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he won 80% of his games.
But I think but the only one thing that he could not get is the championship, right? Did he realize he never won a championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like Dan Marino, never won the big game, which sucks.
Oh, okay. So the movie High Noon came out in 1952.
I heard of that movie, but what was that about?
It's a western.
Who was in the any big names?
Um, Gary Cooper. It's Gary Cooper.
Okay,
Let's see here.
I mean back in the day, uh, cowboy movies
And
were
then Cecil B. DeMille's The Greatest Show on Earth is the highest grossing film of that year. And also won great best movie as well. So
wow. Okay,
best actor was for High Noon
and
for Gary
who
Cooper.
was Alice Cooper?
Mm, Gary Cooper.
Oh, Gary Cooper. Okay, Gary Cooper.
Oh boy!
What?
Now, have you guys ever heard of Abbott and Costello?
Yes, I have.
All right. So they actually had a movie released that year. The
For
Abbott and
real?
Costello meet Captain Kidd. It's kind of a
Captain Kidd.
Captain Kidd. Yep. Let's see here.
What was that about? Was it like a
Hang on,
superhero movie?
on their way to their jobs at Death's Head Tavern, Oliver Pudd'nhead Johnson and Rocky Stonebridge encounter Lady Jane, who asks them to bring the love note to the tavern singer, Bruce Martingale. At the tavern, the notorious Captain Kidd dines with Captain Anne Bonny, a female pirate.
So it was a pirate
It's
movie.
it's a comedy pirate movie, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard of the movie, but I never knew what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the 1950s was the golden age for movies.
For sci-fi and horror movies, I think were the best years for that.
In the 50s?
Mm-hmm. However, later in the decade, you had things like Ben-Hur and um, the Ten Commandments, I believe, also came out in the 50s.
But for horror, I would still say 1980s was the best for horror.
70s. Because, I mean, in the 70s, you had The Exorcist, you had Carrie, you had Halloween. Just
But
to name
but in the 80s, you had like Freddy, Jason. What else? Uh, was it the original Jeepers Creepers in the
I
80s?
don't know. Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Hold on
Yeah.
one second.
All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. Go ahead, guys. Yeah. So yeah. But if you guys are watching this, let us know if you like the 70s or 80s for horror movies. In the meanwhile, let's see more of what happened in the 1950s. The Kentucky Derby was won by Gale. I have no idea who Hale Gale is, but congratulations to Hale Gale. All right, here we go. And there was another comedy teen and comedy TV show that debuted in 1952 on CBS. And you know what that comedy show was called? The Honeymooners. I used to watch that show on reruns on Nick at Night. That was one of my favorite shows to watch in the late 80s and early 90s. But it was syndicated. The show ended in the 60s, but till this day, they're showing reruns of The Honeymooners. If you guys want to go check it out, I think you can find the show on YouTube and go take a look at it because it is a fun comedy show. It's about these two neighbors that are married. One is a bus driver.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we were. I was just talking about the TV show that debuted in 1952 on CBS, and it was The Honeymoon.
Which one?
The Honeymooners. That was a great one.
Great show. Great show. I love that show.
Comedy. I've been telling you it was a comedy, but I think it ended in the 60s.
The most famous episode was when Ralph Cramden, Jackie Gleason's character, learns how to play golf.
Yeah.
That is the most hilarious and the most iconic episode.
The way that I compare The Honeymooners, those two guys, just like those two magic guys in Las Vegas, Penn and Teller.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest comparison I could come up with. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I used to watch that show back in the late 80s and early 90s. Oh, they used to show the reruns on Nick at Night. But yeah, if you guys want to check the show out, it is on YouTube. It's hilarious. Okay, what else?
Alrighty. So I'm just looking at the top 30 singles from 1952.
Ooh.
Music. Not a lot. There's not a lot here that I recognize.
Did you mention this in 1952, the movie? Singing in the Rain came out in 1972.
Singing in the rain.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Good Gene Kelly rap there.
That is a classic movie.
I'm singing in the rain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
this is a good one.
what is it?
A famous singer had a couple big hits in 1952.
Elvis?
No, but she is the mother of one of Hollywood's biggest stars right now, Rosemary Clooney,
Wait,
mother of George Clooney.
wait, hold on. George Clooney's mom was a singer in the 50s?
Oh yeah,
I did not know that. I did not know that.
oh yeah.
I do like George Clooney though, but he made the worst Batman movie ever. He was the
Here we
worst
go.
Batman.
Okay, here we go. Celebrities. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
So celebrities born in 1952.
Wow. Okay.
You want to look at some of these?
Yeah. Hit,
Annie Potts.
who?
Annie Potts, famous for her role as the nerdy girl in Ghostbusters.
Annie Pot.
She was the secretary for Ghostbusters.
She was born in 1952.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I saw her recently on the spin-off show from The Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
She plays the grandma in that. All right. Who else?
Let's see here.
Which Ghostbuster is
Christopher Reeve, the original Superman.
Christopher Reed. Oh wow. Okay. Nice. That's
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd too.
Mm-hmm.
Also a Ghostbuster.
Mm-hmm. The one who created it.
Yeah. Wasn't it like a skit on?
No, it wasn't a skit. It was just
Was
his
it?
brainchild, though.
I thought it was kind of a
No, it
skit
wasn't a
on
comedy. No.
SNL.
David Hasselhoff.
And if you guys don't know who David Hasselhoff is,
Watch Baywatch.
where have you been?
Watch Baywatch.
Oh,
That's all you
you
need to know.
cheated. Daywatch? No. That was
Hmm?
another iconic show on TV. Knight Rider,
Mm-hmm. Knight Rider. Yep.
where he had a talking car, which was ridiculous. I don't know why you would listen to a talking car.
How about this one? Jeff Goldblum.
I like him too. And if you guys don't know who Jeff Goldblum is, I don't know where you been. he was in the original Fly movie where he turned into the.
No, that's not the original Fly movie, but it's the remake.
Oh, that was the original? I think that was.
That was the remake. Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Vincent Price was in the first one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And George and Goldblum, wasn't he in all the first Jurassic Park movies?
At least the first one. Not sure if I know he's in the first one. I'm not sure if he's in any of the others.
But he made a comeback in the last Jurassic movie.
Mm-hmm. John Goodman.
I love John Goodman too.
Famous for being Sully in Monsters Inc., as well as being
yeah, but he was known for the character.
He was known as Dan Connor in
Dan Connor.
Roseanne.
And wasn't he in? in the movie King Ralph.
King Ralph. Yep.
Yeah, he was the lead in King Ralph, where ordinary guy got to be king of a country. Great comedy. Great comedy right there.
Yeah, that's a funny one. One of my favorite actors of all time,
It's John
Liam
Mulaney.
Neeson.
Who?
Liam Neeson was born
He's
in
that old?
1952.
He was born in 52?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't he like the action hero movie guy?
He's mostly known for action, but my favorite role by him is one of the most serious movies ever made,
What was that?
Schindler's List.
Oh, wow. And wasn't he on Broadway also?
Oh yeah, he's been everywhere. So
But but he's well known for all the Taken movies where he had to go save his daughter in the first one.
I'm sorry.
He's well known for the
Taken
action
movies,
movies.
yeah.
And he was also in Star Wars,
The first one, yeah.
all the prequels.
No, just the first one.
Only the first prequel?
Mm-hmm.
And was he Obi-Wan? Or
No, he was Obi-Wan's mentor.
okay. Hey, Miles. Oh, Storm.
Yep.
Oh man, what is going on in your neighborhood? Last time I talked to you, you were out of power too. Jesus. But I'm
Roseanne
glad
Barr.
that you're okay. So,
Roseanne Barr was born in
yeah,
1952.
Roseanne Barr is a quack for it now. She's crazy, man.
Patrick Swayze was born in 1952.
And we all know what movie he's known for.
Dirty Dancing.
Oh, come on. I was going to say Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Love that movie. Love that movie. I hate the I hate the new one that they made.
Ghost is a good one as well. So
Which one?
Ghost.
Oh yeah, he was in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. And wasn't he in like a movie with where he dressed up as a woman?
I don't remember that one. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you never saw Something to Wong Fu? That was a hilarious movie too. But yeah,
And
there's a lot of famous actors born in 1952.
well, there's one football personality that was born in 1952.
John Madden.
Bill Belichick.
He's that old. Bill's that old.
He's 73 years old. Yeah.
I have no idea how he got a 20-year-old girlfriend. that just
Drugs or money. That's all I can say.
that just blows my mind. And yes, that's the movie I'm talking about with Patrick Swayze. That dressed up like a lady.
Tu Wong Fu. Okay.
And it had that Mexican actor also who played
Antonio Banderas.
no, he played Luigi in the original Mario Brothers movie.
Oh God. Not the. Okay. Yeah. Bueller.
Lake with a Donna or something like that.
Yeah, it's Bueller. Yeah, whatever his name is.
I love that guy.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I love that guy.
I forget his name.
Yep. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of the great actor. Yes, it was. Right now, I'm trying to find that movie on Blu-ray, but I don't think they have it.
Oh wow.
What?
If you were watching television in Um, 1952. You would have seen the debut of the I Love Lucy show.
Oh, I love that movie. No, I love that show. I love that show.
The Red Skelton show also debuted.
What is Red Skeleton show?
Hmm? Oh,
What
the
is
Red
that?
Skelton is just a comedian. He does all sorts of sketches and stuff like that.
Oh,
Um,
really?
hmm And then the Abbott and Costello show also debuted on TV.
Are you kidding me?
Hmm
You're telling me all those Power
George
Rangers,
Burns and Gracie Allen show.
those are all classics.
Oh yeah, but they transitioned from radio to TV.
Yeah,
They started on TV or on radio,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they transitioned to TV.
Like I said earlier, yeah, like I said earlier, I used to watch The Honeymooners on Nick at Night. I also used to watch the I Love Lucy show on Nick at Night.
Hmm
I love
All
that
right,
show.
let's take a look at some companies that started in
Yeah.
um, 1952.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Yep.
Church's Texas Chicken.
Is that a
Churches,
train?
churches.
Is that a train in the background?
Yeah, I live right next to the train tracks.
Okay, okay, that's pretty cool.
Sorry about that.
But
Um,
do you get any sleep?
I get used to it, so.
Okay. So you're telling me Church's Chicken,
Hmm
they have the best bread, the biscuit.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
Holiday Inn started in 1952.
Okay, cool.
Icon Office Solutions.
Icon Office Solutions?
Hmm My dad used to work for them.
Are they still around?
They were bought out by their Ryco in
Okay.
2008.
Wow. Her mom was 15. And that was 60. Wow, okay. Nice. Yeah, my dad wasn't born quite yet. That year. So any other one?
Let's see some other ones.
This is pretty fun, finding out what companies were.
Several notable companies.
Okay.
KFC.
So KFC was founded in 1952.
Hmm
Wow. And they're still going strong right now.
Oh yeah.
But I don't get mad don't get mad at me, KFC. But your food qualities are going down.
It's been going down for a while now.
Yeah. I mean, weren't they the number one chicken fast food chain for a while?
I'm sorry?
Weren't they the number one fast food chicken chain?
No. Oh, it was fast food chicken maybe, but
Yeah. They were better than Churches. They were better than Popeyes. So,
alrighty.
what about fashion? My mom told us. Sweater girls and dump shop.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I enjoy those jackets that the guys had in the
Oh, the bomber jackets?
50s. I wish I could find one now that fits me.
Alrighty.
I love the fashion in the 50s when they used to slick their hair back. Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Anything? Any other company? What was the best selling car in the 52? There has to be a good one. And the cars were like really big back in the
Chevrolet
day.
was the actually. Hang on a second.
Okay.
The most popular car in 1952
Mm-hmm.
was the Buick Roadmaster.
Ooh.
That was the biggest individual model sold. However, the biggest brand sold was Chevrolet.
But the car that you mentioned was
The
crap.
Roadmaster, yep.
It was crap.
Led the field in 1952 with more than 818,000 vehicles produced.
Good God.
Chevrolet.
I
Ford
mean,
in second with nearly 672,000.
yeah, Jesus. And do they tell you how much the car was back in
Let's see here.
1952?
Let's see here. Which one are we looking at? Man, wait a minute.
The looks on your face.
I thought the Bel Air didn't come out until 54.
The Bel Air, the Chevy Bel Air.
Huh? Oh, that's nice. That's real nice.
Miles,
Oh
I've
my
been up
gosh.
since 1 in the morning
Um,
and Phil had a hard day at work yesterday, so that's why we look horrible. That is why we look horrible.
okay.
So I apologize for yawning.
In 1952. Oh God, now I'm yawning. Stop that, Jay.
You're the one that made me yawn.
I didn't yawn before. Now you yawned.
No,
Now you
you
mentioned it. Now
yawned
you yawn
before
now.
I yawned.
All right.
All
In
right.
1952, a brand new Chevrolet Bel Air could be purchased for approximately $2,006.
Are you kidding? For a brand new car?
Brand new car was $2,006.
I wish I could go back to that time.
Yeah, but you also realize that you're getting paid pennies.
That's true. Yeah, but if you had a time machine, we could take all the money that we have now and go back and buy the whole company.
Yeah, pretty much.
We could be, you know
I
what?
didn't even.
We
Yeah,
really have to invent
let me
the
show you
time
this thing.
machine.
This thing is beautiful.
We should invent the time machine, Phil.
Huh?
We should get together and try to figure out how to make a time machine and go back.
Yeah, honestly, so basically how I feel now is like, yeah,
All we need is a mixture of fusion, like in the Back to the Future.
this is a 1952 Bel Air.
Let me pull
That
that
is
up
sleek.
real quick here, guys.
That is sleek. Yeah, there you go.
Jesus.
You can
All
buy all of this for
for 2 grand,
$2,006.
brand new.
Brand new.
Even, even the white wall tires.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, look how sleek it looks. But you know what? The only thing that I don't like about this car is the
This
brown.
the brown. I don't know. The hood is kind of weird as well.
Yeah, but the color doesn't make it look that great. If it come out in a different color, it would have been great. Yeah, doesn't it? It looks really old. But you know how much that car was worth $2 grand when it came out. You know how much that's going for today.
Hmm?
If you can find that car today, you
They said anywhere from 13,000 to $62,000,
yeah
depending on the condition.
yeah that's crazy. You could have bought one brand new for $2 grand back in the
I mean
day.
that. I mean, low end it'll be about 13,000. High end, it fully restored, it'll be
Oh yeah, 60.
67,000.
Yeah, 60. Yeah.
Yeah, same with my dad. My dad could have bought a brand new car in the 1980s. Unfortunately, it was also notorious as being one of the biggest pieces of crap cars ever built.
What car was it?
The Yugo.
Oh god, those cars were absolute garbage.
Well, that's also the reason why they had a price tag of um. Well,
But it was cheap though. It was cheap. My when we first came to this country in 1985.
yeah, it's about $4,000,
Yeah,
which is crap, and that was in the '80s.
yeah. The first car that my dad ever owned in the 80s when we came here was a
Oh, you bought a that the
Honda.
cheapest car you could buy was a Pinto. Oh God, no wonder why it was so cheap. A Ford Pinto, Jesus Christ.
I like I like the Pinto.
Yeah, until someone rear-ended you.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, but the same thing with the Bug. I don't know why they put the engine in the back.
They didn't put the engine in the back; they put the fuel tank in the back.
Oh yeah, that's right. And
The Volkswagen had the engine in the back.
but you're telling me the Pinto was cheaper than the Bug? That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, probably by that time, the Pinto was probably going out, so
Yeah.
they had to get rid of them.
Now these days you cannot get a new car under 60 grand.
Yeah, too popular means saturating the market and
Yeah,
driving up price. Yeah,
yeah.
but I think that's also what made them so popular was the fact that you could do basic mechanic work on them. If they needed something extensive done, you would bring it to a mechanic, but you could do everything yourself pretty much.
Oh yeah.
That's the reason why Bugs were so popular.
Yes, they were. But yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's kind of fun right there. Let's look at some. What do you want to know the prices of? I'm kind of curious about this now.
in 1952,
Hmm.
what about a first class airline ticket? But right now on Delta, I looked at Delta. It's going for 52. No, actually about 25 to 30 grand for an international trip on first class. And don't tell me it's like
Wow.
Yeah, do not tell me it's like under
Okay,
a
so
$100.
you could take a transatlantic ticket, but I mean, yeah, it was about $711. But factor in that's almost a fifth of your salary.
Okay.
Okay, because your average yearly salary was $5,000.
Damn.
Okay, a first class ticket from New York to London was approximately $400. Adjusting for inflation, this single fare would be roughly $4,650.
Good God.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much first class tickets cost now?
Not that much. Actually, pretty close to 5,000 for first class.
No, man. Right.
7,000?
More than that.
7,000? I don't know.
More.
I
It
always
goes
fly
up to
economy, so I don't know.
the last one I saw for the Emirates. That's going for like 25 grand
Yeah,
for
yeah. Cheapest new
international.
mile marker says uh, average new car is around $23,000.
Yeah, those are the base models.
But in comparison, a tourist or coach fare from New York to London was about $290.
Oh man, that's really cheap.
But factor in, you also have other things to pay for as well. So you have to save up for that.
True, true, true. But the last time I took a flight last year from San Francisco to Korea.
Yeah. What
I
else do you
think
want to know in 1952? What do you want to know the cost of?
cost of houses. I love that trade. Oh, it has to be cheap. It has to be real cheap.
Median home price in the United States was around $9,500
To buy,
to buy.
uh,
That's basically 2 years worth of saving
oh,
if you saved every single penny.
oh God, oh, $9,000 for a brand new house.
When adjusted for inflation, that's roughly about 117,000 in today's dollars.
That is unbelievably cheap. You know how much? You know how much the average house is in my neighborhood?
In the millions, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my friend lives in Sonoma. He said his 3 acre farm already is probably worth about.
Oh,
Oh,
in Sonoma, yeah, it's gonna
let's see
be.
what a concert ticket cost back then. I'm curious about that now. Okay, so if you went to a concert, oh my God, in
2 bucks.
1952, ticket stubs were $1.30 and $2.
In which concert?
I have no idea who that's for, but in 1956, Elvis Presley concert tickets averaged $1.50,
That
which
is
is around $17 in today's money.
yeah, but that's still cheap. $17.
$17 for to see Elvis Presley, one of the biggest
Yeah,
stars at the time.
you know how much tickets cost these days?
I know. My dad paid over $500 per ticket, so $1,000 to see for nosebleed tickets to see the Rolling Stones
Good God,
last year.
that's insane.
And he said, I will never see them again.
He really said that.
I will never see them again. They're
Wow,
old.
man,
No, I think he actually paid like 500, but still,
that's insane though,
but still for
man.
nosebleed tickets for $500 for nosebleeds. No,
But man, that's insane.
let's see how much it costs you to get a ticket at a baseball game.
It has to be the same amount as concert.
All right, MLB. Okay, so a World Series ticket. Oh wait,
Yeah, how
could be.
much?
Wait. I don't know. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, this is more just like the resale market on.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Let's see here. How much was it? Um, upper stand residential seat, $6
Oh,
for a World Series game.
good lord.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go back to the 50s?
The reason why everything was so great back then was because there were so many social safety nets in place.
Yeah. Actually, so yeah, Miles wants to know how much was a good bottle of whiskey?
So, what type of whiskey are you looking for? Like rye or bourbon? So let's look at rye. Let's look at rye.
What's the difference between what?
Rye is obviously made with rye wheat.
Okay.
Bourbon is made from corn.
Oh, okay. And the best bottle.
I personally like the flavor of rye myself, but
Yeah, feels not happy about what he read.
no, I'm not. I really want to go back to the 50s now. In 1952, a bottle of rye whiskey would likely have cost around $2.
And is that the good bottle?
That's a good bottle.
You know how much you have to pay now?
Um, I know a good rye whiskey will cost you right around $100
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. But you could have got the bottle for
$2.
$2.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Bottled bourbon
insane.
would have likely cost between $3 and $5 for bourbon.
Good God.
A shot of whiskey would have been significantly cheaper, around 10 to 25 cents.
You know what? No, I don't think I would like you to go back yet.
So, alcohol costing $10 in 1952 would cost $75 in today.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is just so. In can you tell me how much was the minimum wage?
Average wage
Yeah, for a household.
$2,300.
A month,
Um,
or is that a week?
No. Um, so the median income for individuals with money incomes in the United States was approximately $2,300. For families, the median income was around $3,900.
Wow.
That's the
Man.
entire year.
That's a whole year?
That's the whole year.
God damn. How do you survive?
Because the price. Let's look at this.
Well, I know back in the day you got to account for
Okay, the average gas price was 27 cents.
that. That's crazy.
Okay,
I spent over $100 last time.
and a gallon of milk was 96 cents.
How much was eggs?
55 cents
For a dozen.
for a dozen eggs.
Good God, dude, that is. I don't want to say it was cheap. That that might have been expensive for that time period. But man, that is.
So if we take that average home price of about $9,500, you would probably have to save at least a good 3-4 years in order to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little bit more because of expenses and
Yeah.
all that. So
Well, yeah. Well, that doesn't make sense.
hey, it's better than saving for 40 years and trying to buy just a starter home, which is what it's like today.
Wait, Miles, you only made 32 cents an hour in the 70s?
Yeah, waitressing is. She was a waitress. They were, I think, Mild was a waitress at the time.
That, did they still leave tips back in the day?
Oh yeah. So tips have been a part of restaurant culture since the 1800s.
Okay.
The reason why tipping is part of restaurant culture is because they didn't want to have to pay the slaves that were now free. They said, let other people pay for your wages.
Oh, wow. That
And
is,
it just became grandfathered in as a part of the standard.
wow. Okay, yeah,
And
that's right.
so we didn't have to pay the waiters or waitresses as much as the rest of the country.
You know what I hate now? When you go to restaurants?
Hmm.
If you want to give a tip, isn't that your choice to give a tip?
Pretty much. But
Mm,
people who live on your tips, so
but now they add the tips to the bill also.
as a gratuity,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, gratuities. I don't mind a gratuity because it's already going to the. It's already factored in. So,
But yeah, but
but yeah, that's nuts.
it
So,
is not.
I mean, and it's all because of racism as well. So,
Yeah, true. But I'm not gonna get into all that.
all right. What was the big news stories in 1952?
One was the atomic
All
bomb.
right. So, King George VI passed away, meaning that the recent passing of the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, took to the throne. Hmm. Elizabeth II became queen. Um,
Oh man, wait, the northwest wind is in here.
hmm?
Oh, never mind. No, my bad. So yeah, so Man,
Yep.
let me
Yep.
ask you. Let me ask you a question. Would you really would go back and live in the 1950s if you could?
So I would I would do it for the cost of living and how
Oh
cheap
yeah, I
everything
would
was.
too.
However, I would choose today's um, open diversity
Okay, yeah, yeah.
because there was rampant racism
Oh yeah, yeah,
in the 1950s.
yeah. That was.
I would choose the ways that society is operating today, but the
Mhm.
cost of living from back then.
That makes yeah, that makes sense. that
How society is operating today is just fine. Yeah,
hell
I mean
no.
the fact that you could even be called a, I mean the fact anyone could look at you and be call you a commie. You could be shot for that.
Yep, you would.
You could be shot for that.
Oh hey, northwest wind. I didn't see that. Hi, Uh, Sam. I know you're going fishing today, so have a great day at fishing today, Sam. But yeah,
Ah, so the publication of the Diary of Anne Frank was published in 1952,
okay, nice.
and at the end of the year, Dwight D. Eisenhower won the presidential election.
Okay.
And
Did you like him as president?
who?
Eisenhower.
So the thing that Eisenhower, let me. So the thing about Eisenhower is that he brought a lot of good things to America.
Hmm.
However, there were two things I think that he did not do well. Number one, buy into the car um, lobbies to basically say, yeah, we'll get rid of all the railroads and we'll do all the heavy loads. That's what
Okay.
Eisenhower did. He basically destroyed the railroads in America.
That that sucks.
Yeah. Um, he basically killed all the railroads in America because there were so many that, I mean, there was thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of railroads. And the auto industry went, yeah, we can take all those heavy loads.
No, that's crazy.
So all your interstates are probably over old railroad tracks.
Probably.
Hmm.
What was the number?
Number two was he allowed the Red Scare to continue.
Red Scare were.
Basically, that was McCarthyism for anyone who basically Russian influence, anyone who is considered a Russian influence, a Russian asset, or whatever. Anyone was spy. Anyone can be considered a spy or anything like that. The fact that that even was allowed in America,
Yeah.
which is just another reason for what we got today. But number one selling book.
Well, I didn't know that. The Vice President of the United States was Nixon,
Yep.
the guy who took over as president, but he got impeached for the Watergate thing.
Yep.
Man,
All
that is
right. Number one books of 1952. The Caine Mutiny was My Cousin Rachel, The Silver Chalice, East of Eden, The Sea Around Us, Mr. President, USA Confidential, The Sea Around Us, Witness, A Man Called
Never
Other.
heard of any books.
Never heard of any of these,
Yeah, me either.
except for maybe the Kane Mutiny.
Yeah, you're better than me, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
Charlotte's Web came out that year.
I know, Charles
I
Webb.
know that one.
That's one of the mandatory books you gotta read in
Mm-hmm.
elementary school. I hated that book. I like the cartoon movie they made of Charles Webb.
All right. Let's see a list of inventions that were released in.
Hey, Phil, can you take over for a minute? I need
Mm-hmm.
to run to the bathroom real quick.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. So.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of books too. Wow. Yeah, a lot of good books turn into movies. So in 1952, we had the development of optical fibers made from glass and plastic, which basically the fiber optic cable was invented in 1952. The airbag was developed in there. The polio vaccine was developed and was used for the first time in 1952. Your stick deodorants, the roll-on deodorants, that's 52. I mean, lots of stuff came out. And ooh, that's a good one. Alrighty. Wish You Were Here was released in um, The King and I. While it started in 1952, The King and I continued or 51, I'm sorry. It did continue into 1952. Um,
Yeah, I'm
the
back.
Children's Hour.
What did I miss?
I'm sorry.
What did I miss?
Oh, we're just reading. Um, yeah, we're just looking at Broadway plays or musicals that started in 1952.
Oh, right. Which one was it?
The King and I was the one I was thinking about.
I heard of that, but what was that about?
Basically, a educator tries to educate
So
the people of
did it really have a king in it?
King of Siam. Yes,
That's cool.
but it basically follows their relationship between the king and the educator, and how she changes his view on the world, and um,
All right, cool.
it's basically a forbidden love story, pretty much. Updated Romeo and Juliet, pretty much.
Okay. Forbidden love, huh?
Man. All right.
Anything more? Anything more you want to say?
Well, what else do you want to learn about 1952?
Uh, the I really want to know what the family dynamics look like.
I'm sorry?
How many how many kids did the married couple ha- have average? How many kids on average? Was it two, one, three for a family?
About the average household size in the United States was around 3 to 4 people.
Okay,
So two
so
adults, one kid, or two adults, two kids.
okay.
So,
And Miles wants to know what motorcycles?
oh,
Did they really have like what was Harley Davidson's around back
oh
then?
my gosh, they've been around for a long time.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they've been around since the early 1900s.
And how much did they go for back in the 50s?
Okay, how many?
It must have been
Right.
it must have been like really crazy.
So if you wanted to get a, yeah, let's see here. Okay, let's look at a K45 CI.
And is that the most popular motorcycle?
So a 1952 Harley Davidson K45 CI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, doesn't say. Hang on. So the exact original selling price of a 1952 Harley Davidson K45 CI is difficult due to the age of the vehicle and lack of readily available records.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Panheads. How much was the panhead?
Okay. The EL, the Panhead EL was sold for around $1,000 to $1,200.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You know how much those go for now?
Panhead, the Panhead engine. Um, let's see here. The Panhead Harley engine. Um, overhead valve. Oh, the rocker covers resembled cooking pans. Okay. Okay.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Miles. But
There you
man,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I could go back.
Now, I mean, adjusted for inflation, that's a bit ridiculous for a motorcycle, in my opinion. But
Yeah, but still, come on.
I mean, if you take in the average salary of
Mm,
$2,300
yeah,
for one income, that is basically half of your income
yeah, for the year.
for 1 year.
Yeah,
So if you adjust that for a modern day for inflation, that'd be about a $20,000
bike.
bike.
Mm-hmm. And I think 20 grand is reasonable for a bike. So.
I'm not willing to pay that right now.
Oh yeah. Nobody's gonna pay for that right now. But still,
Yeah,
so that
I
was
know. I know my grandma was. Let's see, 52. She was 5 that year, so
okay. 5 years old.
yep.
Jeez.
And then her brother was 8 that year.
Okay. But man, uh, it sounded like a good year to live.
Yep. Well, like I said, I'd much rather live in the social construct of today, but live in the price ranges of
Yeah. The price range of then
yeah.
and
But I love the diversity and the inclusion of today.
yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
I hate segregation. I hate everything about racism and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
I do. We, like I always tell my niece, no matter what the color of the skin is with other people,
matters in here.
yeah, it matters in the heart, and just treat them like how you want to be treated. That's it,
This is the test of character.
and that's common courtesy too.
I'll give you common courtesy until I find out you're a jackass, and then I won't give you that.
Well, yeah. Everybody gets common courtesy until they show them the real you.
Mm-hmm. Much more often than not, I find out a lot because a lot of people drink, and that's usually when they let their inhibitions down. So,
Yeah, alcohol is a truth teller for anybody. You get them drunk, ooh,
yep,
they're gonna open their mouth.
yep. My 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 one good friend who was a retired teacher, he passed away earlier this year, but he said his first encounter with racism was about 54, and having to he was trying to use the black water fountain, and he was only about 3 at the time, but he didn't understand segregation,
Yeah, because
and
it's
he
free.
still to this day never understood it.
Yeah, so that's what we gotta teach our next generation that there is no place for racism anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So let's end it at that. Or you have
I'd rather leave it on a higher note, but
so you got anything more?
mm, let's see.
If you don't want to end it with that.
All right. What was a popular recipe in 1952? This kind of goes into what I'm.
It had to be like meatloaf or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I know people love meatloaf back in the 50s.
Yep, they love their meatloaf.
I don't know why. It's just a big hunk of ground meat mixed with ketchup. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, baked ham with pineapple. There you go.
What?
It's just baked ham with seasoned with a little bit of brown sugar and served with
With
pineapple.
pineapples?
Mm-hmm. Very popular. I
Was
love
that
that.
really? Well, that
It's
was
good.
that.
Hey,
I'm not a
oh,
ham person.
I'll tell you this. Ham is better than spam. I'll tell you that.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Okay, there is nothing. There is nothing.
I love Spam. Give me rice and Spam. I
I'm
can live off
sorry.
that.
There's nothing natural when you open the can and the thing just like a
Yeah,
like
but
a like a turd coming out of your butt.
it's so appetizing though. Oh man, fry it up with
Alrighty, we better
rice.
get going. I got chores to do and stuff like that. So,
So
but yeah, I mean, I love meatloaf. I love ham and pineapple. I like it better than spam and pineapple.
I would take Spam over ham any day. But that's my opinion.
You just don't know how to cook it right.
See, I'm not that big of a ham person.
I'd much rather have ham than turkey. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I love turkey. I can eat that all the time.
Yeah, I know. I look like John C. Riley from Step Brothers.
I love that movie.
I look like
I
the guy.
love
Hey,
that
man,
movie.
you touched my jump set?
Did we just become friends?
Yep.
Yup. You want to go and do karate in the garage?
Yep.
Yup. I love that movie. Hey, Pete. How's it going?
That's the reason why I was commenting that. I'm like, yeah, I know I look like John C. Riley from.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. He's a great comedian.
Did we just become friends? Yep.
But
It's
you
shake
know
and
what?
bake time. It's shake and bake time.
Yeah, but you know what movie I really like of his?
Hmm.
The Dewey Cox story.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. P, how you doing? Oh come on, yeah. We're not looking that great today.
I mean, I just look like a young Bob Ross here, you know. Got to paint my little trees, you know.
Man, you guys crack me up.
I just got to paint little trees, you know.
You guys crack me up, man. But yeah, I think that's it for today, right?
Pretty
So
much. I mean, we've been
it,
on here for an hour and a half now, so
it was fun. It's fun talking about the old days.
it really is. So we'll put out a poll this week for you guys to vote on, and we'll do whatever you guys choose next week.
Yeah, you're right about that, Pete.
I'll
Anyway,
agree with that. I'll agree
is
with
there
that.
anything you want to plug here, Phil?
Oh boy. So if you go here, my channel, hopefully I'll be releasing
Yep.
something soon. I'm really trying to find time. It's just you can't ever predict work schedules and all that. So especially if you need to stay over and stuff like that. So
No, I totally understand. But
so
guys, uh, like the last time I said, I have a lot of stuff coming out for you guys for the summer. This week, you're gonna get probably 3 videos. The last week, I interviewed around 10 people already.
Jesus.
So I have 10 videos working on editing for my editor. He has all my
Good
videos
Lord.
now, and he's trying to edit it.
You're overbooking it, man. You
I'm getting ahead of my schedule, so I can release like 3 interviews a week.
Jesus. Well, the best of luck to you, man.
And I still have 20 more interviews I have to do.
Huh?
Yep.
Now I got my 1950s glasses on.
And this Friday, we might have a special guest on the podcast. So I hope you guys join us for that. And this Thursday night, we're going to have a special live stream on Thursday night where we're going to talk to 3 of the stealth campers that I interviewed. So you guys can ask them any questions that you want on Thursday night. It'll be live. It's going to be at 5 o'clock West Coast time, 8 o'clock East Coast. So don't worry about it. And on Monday's interview, I am going to release the Detroit Lions podcaster, Will Rock. We had a great conversation about the Lions and the Packers. So watch out for that on Monday. But
By the way, just to go back onto the 1952 things, who was the quarterback for the Lions back in 1952?
oh, I know. Was it? Does anybody know?
Anybody out here know? Who
Anybody
was
know
the
who was
quarterback
the
for?
quarterback in 1952? I don't follow the Lions that much.
I know who it was. Probably the
Who
most
was
famous quarterback of all time.
Who was it?
Bobby Lane.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Damn.
Before he
Oh,
was
he said it. Bobby Lane.
Bobby Lane. Yep.
Yeah, Miles Margaret, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, on Thursday.
Yep.
So it's
Bobby
and
Lane. Yep. Before he was traded to the Steelers.
yep. So one last question for you, Phil. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Hey, it's perfect place for drama queens.
Ooh.
I
And
mean,
how
come
do you
on.
feel about
What's his name? The running back.
we had Najee Harris.
Well, no, not the no. Look, Le'Veon Bell.
Oh yeah, he left.
Le'Veon Bell, and then Antonio Brown and
Oh
Juju
man,
and
yeah,
Juju and I mean, just places rife with drama.
yeah. Me and Kenton were talking about it last week with a tree. While we were talking, there was breaking news that Antonio Brown is wanted by the cops for attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were talking about the Steelers, I just looked up and it was breaking news. I was like, Trey, did you hear about the breaking news right now? He's like, yeah. I'm like, murder? Who is he murdering?
CTE is a scary thing.
It is. His brain is fried, man. I'm telling you.
It probably looks worse than Ozzy Osbourne's, to be honest with you, at this point.
Yeah. All the hits.
Ozzy Osbourne can't even talk.
All the hits that he took in his career.
There's one, I think, that caused it all.
You mean the perfect?
The Montez Perfect one. Mm-hmm.
Because
he was fine. Yeah. He was fine before then. After that, he just started doing some weird shit.
Then what's Aaron Rodgers' excuse?
Drama queen.
Smoking too much ayahuasca.
Too much ayahuasca.
And did you know he got married?
Probably to some other stoner.
He said he's been married for 9 months now. I'm like, damn. Okay. So,
Do I care? No.
no. One last thing, I have a question for you, Phil. What do you think about the whole Jair Alexander drama that the Packers had?
Screw you guys, the Packers.
What do you mean?
You couldn't find a way to keep this guy? Really?
We offered the same amount of money
I
as.
Here's the thing, and I think this is probably the reason why the team made this. He's only played in May. He's missed 20
20,
games in the past 2 years.
yeah, he missed 20 games in 2 years. I think that's the only reason why they gave him a new contract, but he didn't sign it.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be some new ones to take his place, but good luck trying to find that level of talent.
Yeah, but
Replace that level of talent.
But you gotta realize, we have won a lot of games without Jair in there.
I understand, but there was also some gaping holes that were missed.
But there is help coming.
I
If you
hope.
guys,
I better hope so.
if you guys heard, I don't like the guy, but it's only gonna be a 6th round pick. And you know who it is? Jalen Ramsey.
You're
From the
kidding me.
Miami Dolphins.
And the
Yeah, we offered a 6th round pick. Now we're just waiting for it to clear.
when was the last time Jalen Ramsey was relevant and went to a Pro Bowl? That was probably
With
21, I'm thinking.
with the Rams.
Yeah, that was what, 21, 22, something like
No,
that?
20. Didn't they win the Super Bowl in 23?
I don't know.
And that's the year where he made a Pro Bowl and All Pro. Is 23. And
Okay, so he's
also,
2 years removed from being Pro Bowl status, but he was nothing last year.
yeah, but to be honest, the Miami Dolphins sucked last year.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're that good of a player, you should have still have made a dent in your team and been recognized to make a Pro Bowl. But
Well,
if you think that if the entire team sucks, then why don't individuals stand out more?
he did have 4 interceptions. And there's another cornerback out there that the Packers are looking at.
Who?
In free agent. Asante Samuels Jr. He's still out there as a free agent, but he's just like Jair. He gets hurt all the time. So
Okay, well, at least he ain't like the other his other teammates on the 49ers, and the fact that just walking onto the field pulls an Achilles.
yep.
I'm sorry, that's terrible.
That's
I don't mean to make a joke about that, but damn, you just walking and you tear an Achilles.
Yeah, that's just bad luck. Really. That's all it is bad luck.
There goes his Achilles. He's gone for 9 months.
Alright, guys, like I said, Will Rock's interview is coming out Monday, so check that out Monday. And if you guys could help me out, I'm only 105 subscribers away from
2K?
2,000.
From 2K?
Yeah, from 2K.
Alrighty.
I only need 105 more.
There you go.
And I think we can do it before start of the regular season.
I think we can do that.
So if you guys can help me out, and one more thing, if you could help Tom out too, that'd be great. He only needs 145K subscribers to get to 1 million subscribers. So if we can help Tom out too, that'd be great, guys. Getting Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that, Miles. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It's Phil. It's me. We had a blast talking about the old days.
I am not gonna yawn again, because then Jay will blame me, making him yawn.
I was just kidding about that. Come on. Don't make me look bad.
You always blame me.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I apologize.
It's friendly banter, I know.
Anyway, guys, yeah, what a great dude Phil is. So don't forget, go to his channel, give him a like and subscribe.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be starting to do stuff more regularly if I can find the time. So
Yeah, give the guy a break. He had 3 jobs.
yep.
So, but anyway, guys, thank you for helping me out. We will talk to you next Saturday, and I'll put out a poll
At least I will.
on Tuesday.
At least I'll talk to you next Saturday.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for joining us early in the morning. We both appreciate it. And, like I always say, stay safe, stay positive, and that's all we can do. All right, guys, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.